As soon as I woke up this morning, God spoke to me and said that this month, or November, is the beginning of manifestation. Welcome to everybody that's coming in. Say that November is the beginning of manifestation for so many of us. So this word is for, it's going to probably touch many of us, because it is for those that have been waiting on the Lord for specific things. That's all of us, right? But then it's for those where you've gotten maybe some confirmation or some instruction, but it seems very stagnant. Either things are not moving at all, and it's not like all in your mind, like it's really not moving, or it looks like there's missing steps where it can't move. So this word is for those people where we've been waiting on something, and I mean really waiting, really trying to stand firm, having to battle thoughts, losing strength, and having to pull on the Lord to re-strengthen us. And God is saying that this is the ending of that stagnancy. This month, for many of us, November is the ending of that stagnancy, and we're really going to start to see the ball get moving. Now, for some of us, it may start in little bitty steps, okay? It may be very, very tiny steps for some of us, and then for others of us, it's going to be all of the sudden, like overnight. All of the sudden, overnight, like one day it's not there, and the next day it is there. Like for some of us, there is no gradual, there is no gradual process. And then for others of us, it is very gradual. So we're going to have to go to the Lord and seek him, which is what I'm going to do a prayer about, a prayer for strength and for direction for how to steward this word, because this is for now going all the way into the beginning of 2022, that God has heard our prayers. He has seen our tears, our weariness, and that now the ball is rolling. If you've already been seeing manifestation, it's really getting ready to start coming in. Like if the ball has already been rolling in your situation, it's really like you're really going to start to see some changes. And if it's been very stagnant, then like I said, for some of us, it will be very gradual. And for others, it will just be suddenly, overnight, immediately. It'll just kind of blow our minds. So let's break this down so that, because y'all know I'm all about getting a good understanding, so that we're not tricked by the enemy, by our own thinking, by our emotions. So one of the definitions is the signs or events which form the first part of it. So some of us literally, in whatever it is, we're going to start seeing the signs, or we're going to see events that form the first part. So we're going to see the foundation start to come together. And it may be a reconciliation in your family. It may be reconciliation with a spouse. It may be reconciliation with a child, parent. It may be different healings, whatever it is. For some of us, we're going to start seeing signs or the actual events start to take form. So that is one definition of beginning. Another definition is introduction. The beginning is literally an introduction. So this may be an introduction to divine contacts, or it may be just the introduction, the starting point of what's going on. So when something starts, it's new. Sometimes it's a little bit messy. All the little details are not in place. There's some fringed ends to it. So some of the situations may look like that. So a prayer target is that as the Lord shifts us, that we stay in the mind of Christ, that we stay with an open mind, because everything might not look all put together, because it's the beginning. It's the beginning. Another definition, sorry, that one, I'm going to do that last because a lot of us are waiting on that one. Give me just a second, y'all. Another definition is to take the first step in the process or the course of action. So many of us, from what I'm perceiving, this is what we're going to see: the first steps, the first course of action. So if you're waiting on a kingdom spouse, it may be the first initiation of more than just, okay, I know this person. The first initiation of, hey, I think God is doing something here. I think God is doing something between us. Or if it is expansion, maybe a job or business, the first steps of you really getting that information, like it being more than an idea in your head. Maybe you've been searching for the information and now there's a key. That's what this literally is. some type of key is coming to us to actually turn the door so that we can walk into the next phase. So for many of us, that is what this beginning is going to look like. Another definition, I don't think I have it in a slide, is entrance. It's literally the entrance way to something. So many of us have been being shifted away from toxic things, shifted away from things that no longer serve us, shifted, into new things that stretch our faith, things that stretch and work on our patience, many of us. But it's an entrance point. It's an entrance way into what the Lord is really doing. And that's where that Exodus comes in as well. It is the breaking away, throwing away of old things, and then the beginning of the new. And not just the beginning where you're sitting there waiting, but it's the beginning where we're taking steps. It's the beginning where things are starting to move forward. It's the beginning where things are starting to flourish. And it's no longer God. Well, you may still say win-win, because for those of you that are in that category where it's going slow and baby steps, you may still be saying win-win. But for others where it's that suddenly, it's that avalanche, it's that all of a sudden over the night type of change, you'll be able to see the entrance point very, very easily. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. November is the beginning. It's the entrance point. It is the introduction. It's the starting point. It's where things are going to start to form the correct foundation, and it will begin to move. It will not be stagnant anymore. Things will start to make sense. They'll start to gel. They'll start to take on the form of what they're supposed to be, and not kind of just hanging out there where we've been like in this limbo, or in our minds, right? At least in our minds, in this limbo of waiting.